One of the things that I regularly deal with in helping people, both in my traditional office and online, is what they will deem as social anxiety. And I think most people think social anxiety is some kind of fear of the public, fear of getting hurt, fear of being in crowds, some kind of reactivated past memory. And sometimes it might be. Maybe 10% of the time in my office or online, the anxiety is actually coming from a critical event that keeps coming up when you're triggered about a place. But the reality is that social anxiety typically comes down to a couple of things. One is not fear of the people. Now, if you feel like you have that, just stand by for a second. I'll get to that side. But it's usually not fear of people. Most social anxiety is fear of the negative evaluation of other people. You may feel that social anxiety is this fear of walking into a room and being surrounded by people, when in reality, many of you, that social anxiety is a step further than that. It's you walking to the room, knowing that people are going to look, believing that people are going to judge you, and fearing the negative judgment that will come from them. Well, let's get one thing straight. People are going to judge you. They are. You're judging me right now. It may be a positive evaluation, hopefully. It may be a neutral evaluation. Not sure about this guy yet. It may be a negative evaluation. Man, this guy's an idiot. How did he ever get a doctorate? What's he doing on here? At that point, I don't know why you've made it this far. Hit thumbs down and move on, please. But, of course you're judging me. We judge everybody we ever meet. Now, that doesn't mean we judge them as a good person or a bad person all the time. Maybe we don't judge their clothes. Maybe that's not something you're into, or their hairstyle, or maybe you're judging what they have to say. But of course, you make a value judgment immediately upon meeting somebody. At its minimum is, are they dangerous to me right now? That's a judgment. It may not be the one that you commonly think about or have a fear of, but that's an immediate judgment. Is the car in front of me or the car behind me right now in this line waiting for a roundabout, which I still can't figure out why anybody thought people in Kentucky could do this. But are they in danger to me right now? Nope, my evaluation right now is that they're not. I'm going to keep my distance. I'm going to do the things I need to do. But them as a person right now, I don't feel any fear from any of these people. I feel annoyance that nobody actually knows how to work a roundabout. There, look, I didn't even have to stop. Idiots. So, of course I'm going to have some kind of judgment, some kind of evaluation every place I go. Do I want to listen to this person? Do I want to keep talking to this person? Is this person going to try and take free time away from my family? Is this person full of it? Is this person harmful? Maybe I do judge something they're wearing. I'm not a big fashion guy. I mean, look at my videos. I wear a t-shirt and jeans in every one of them. I'm pretty easy to figure out. I got a mohawk and a beard, and I'm full of Viking tattoos, for Christ's sake. You think I'm judging your clothes? No. But maybe you're wearing something odd. Maybe I have a judgment of that. Listen, here's the point. Of course they're going to judge you. And I'm not saying that you have to like that. I'm not saying that you have to get used to it or feel good about it or never worry about it. They're going to judge you. The problem with social anxiety in this context is that you have an extreme fear of their negative judgment of you, that it'll be the most awful thing that could possibly happen, that you can't possibly handle a negative evaluation because you must be perfect or you're a terrible person, always have been, are now, always will be a terrible person, based off one person's judgment as they look at you from across the room when you walk in somewhere. And that you can't possibly handle it, and they absolutely must not, shall not, cannot, could not, must not judge you. They must not, should not, cannot think less of you. These people don't know you. Of course, the time you're just walking into the room. Who cares about their evaluation? But I didn't get to the who cares about their evaluation or their judgment just because I became so hard that I don't care, and bro stoicism, which is taking over the nation, it seems like. I think Stoic philosophy is so important. I've got a left arm dedicated to tattoos about Stoic philosophy. But it's not bro stoicism, broicism we like to call it, where you just figure out how to be hard and not care. It's not it. I didn't get to this place of not worrying about their judgment, not having social anxiety, because I don't care. I got to this place because I realized they're going to judge me, and I have to stop having the demand that they absolutely must not, shall not, cannot judge me. And if they do, it must be positive, it must be good, they must know about me. That's where most of your social anxiety is coming from. When you start to refute these demands and these things that are going to happen, and your demand that they should not happen, you'll start dealing with some of that social anxiety. Now, the other one can be a little bit more complicated, but there's also some ways to take care of that. The other side of some possibilities of social anxiety is that you actually have some physical fear, some fight or flight, which some of you are causing yourself because you're worried about the judgment. So don't skip that part. But some of you actually do have some physical sensation of being in a crowded place, a dark place, a loud place. Now, you better ask yourself, what demand are you making? What thing are you saying you can't stand? Because if it's one of the aforementioned ones, you're gonna have to work on that part. Now, if something horrible happened to you in a crowded place, a loud place, a dark place, a certain place, a damp place, a lit place, whatever you feel like your triggers are, then maybe we do need to work with some of that tracing down that past trauma. If we're figuring out that you have a trigger about certain things, maybe we do need to process that maladaptively or unprocessed memory. But I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know any numbers, but in my office and in my experience as somebody that works with this every day, the former is typically more of the problem with social anxiety. Some of you may not want to admit it, and you want to assign it to a fight or flight or a physical overreaction response. But the reality is, it's your judgment that you must do perfect or you're terrible, that they must respect you or they're terrible, and the world must give you what you deserve and be easy and carefree, and if not, it's terrible. And that is amping up your social anxiety, amping up your heart rate. That is amping up your blood pressure, making you not want to go places. There's a lot of different facets to social anxiety, and it's not just I'm scared of public or scared of crowded places. I wanted to start going to concerts again. I was dealing with this social anxiety, fear that something was going to happen and I was going to have to respond. The inability to relax in those places because I demanded that nothing must go wrong. Now that felt masked in this fear of I must always be vigilant. I'm a vigilant person. You should be vigilant. I want you to be vigilant. That is a should I think you should do, although I can't prove it because there's a lot of non-vigilant people out there. But it was masked in this feeling of my need to be vigilant and be able to respond. But it was really my demand that nothing must go wrong that I can't handle. I must always be prepared for everything. It's okay to prepare. I've got a tourniquet right here. I've got a Refuge Medical IFAC, two of them in the back seat here. I've got another tourniquet here. I've got an ankle kit, medical kit from Refuge Medical. I love those people. I love their equipment. I do wear it. I have a sidearm. I have extra ammo. Be vigilant. But I will no longer live my life in fear. I will no longer live my life with this social anxiety in any form that it comes. And you should quit too.